Dear Santa, my name is Mabel. I'm a 3-month-old Cane Corso puppy, and this is my dad, Will. I love him very much, and often express my fondness of him in the form of many kisses to his strange-looking head. However, it has come to my attention that when people ask him what I want for Christmas, he tells them gift ideas of which I have no interest. These terrible ideas include bland puppy treats, lacklustre versions of their big comfy bed, and the cheap toys he thinks that I like, even though I destroy every one he gives me in protest of the mundane monotony such toys provide. Therefore, I'm writing you this letter to clarify the things I do actually want this Christmas. I can assure you I've been a very good girl this year and think you will find my behaviour satisfactory enough to swap those atrocious items for any of the following I would like. Firstly, I would like my own segment of carpet. For some reason, my dad insists on waking me up in the night to take me outside to the horrible, dark, cold and wet garden, and he acts like a buffoon when I eventually do produce urine or faecal matter to appease his eccentric behaviour, even though there's a perfectly good bit of carpet upstairs to do it on. For some reason, he finds this behaviour unacceptable. I fear he may be losing his mind and mistaking the carpet for one of his litter. Therefore, I'd like my own bit of carpet, please, ideally placed somewhere that he will walk in my faeces whenever he wakes up and gets out of his bed, that he won't allow me on, as his reaction when he does so is hilarious. Secondly, I would like some of those black tubular things. I apologise, I do not know their correct name. However, they feel fantastic to bite on as they provide just the right combination of firmness but comfort. In my homeland of Italy, I believe my forefathers would call these magical things al dente. Unfortunately, based on my dad's reaction if I go anywhere near his, he seems to think these innocuous little tubes could cause me some harm. I do love him, but he really is an utter moron. Anyway, I'd love some of these black tubes of my own. Third on my list is what I believe these strange humans call toilet roll. You'll never believe what I caught my dad doing with it one day when I followed him into the room with the giant white water bowl. I digress, as that story is not for such a man of your illustrious reputation. However, again, he seems to not like me touching it, even though it's at such a perfect height for me, and it's hilarious when I hold a piece and run away. It unravels and chases me no matter how fast or far I run. It might be my favourite game in the whole world, so please could you get me one of my own? Next on the list is one of those fluffy things that humans put on their feet when they're inside the house. They smell fantastic, especially the old ones. But yet again, no one lets me play with theirs, so if you could provide me an extra smelly one so that they will leave me in peace as I rip it apart, that would be great. Moving on with my list, I would like my own brother or sister. In my house, there are these two strange little humans that act funny, and the little one wears this weird white thing around his waist that he fills up with this weird brown stuff. But yet again, my dad won't let me play with these strange humans too roughly. He makes me sit and be still so they can pat me on the head and grab my fur. To be fair to him, he does tell them off when they are rough as well, but I think these small humans belong to him, so it would be really nice to have one of my own that I can play with however I want to. Next, I would like what I believe is called a hat. My dad always has one on his head for some reason. I did tell you I was worried about his sanity. Anyway, if I try and wear it, or lick it, or chew it, or destroy it, he gets really sad. So please could I have one? Just to be clear, I won't be wearing it like that imbecile does. I want it so I can pull it into much more manageable pieces, the process of which I will find very pleasing indeed. Now my next request is a fun one. These humans seem to like this new green tree. It boggles my mind why they would bring it into the house, as trees obviously belong outside. But what confuses me more is that they hang shiny things on it, and then tell me off if I try and play with them, even though they're right in front of my face. I don't understand it either, but any of these dangly things would be delightful, please, Mr. Claus. Going back to the weird small humans that live in my house, the older one has these metal things with 4 round black rubber things on each corner. He seems very fond of them and absolutely refuses to share them with me. I do think that my dad needs to teach him how to share better, but I digress. It would make me especially jubilant if you could get me some of my own that I don't have to share with him. At number 9 on my list is what I think might be called eye cream. However, they don't rub it on their eyes. They eat it with this weird-shaped metal device that I haven't quite worked out yet. Why they don't just dunk their head in the tub like I would, I cannot fathom, as it smells incredible, and I would very much like to know what it tastes like. And last but certainly not least, I would love some cardboard boxes. Now, if you didn't think my dad was strange enough already, this story will surely convince you. A weird man knocks on our door and gives him one of these wondrous boxes. And my dad just takes the junk out of the box and plays with that. And wait for it, he puts the box in the recycling bin. Absolute insanity, I know. So I humbly request as many of these boxes as possible, as I love to climb on them, in them, biting them, shredding them, running around with them. They are possibly man's greatest invention, and my lunatic of a dad keeps throwing them away. That concludes my list, Santa, but if that's not enough ideas, I would love if you shared it with your friends on that Facebook thingy that have dogs. Let's join together and save all dogs the horror of bad gifts this Christmas. You could also like this video and subscribe. Those are completely free gifts and only take a few clicks. Yours truly, Mabel.